It is week 2.
It's week 2.
It's week 2.
You got Josh.
They have 15 games to go in the NFL. It is week 2, but I'll tell you what.
You got a new O lineman today from New England.
Whatever. He's a backup. I don't want to get it. Okay, now that you brought that up, because I'm trying to make this short.
It's still some time.
I'm trying to make this short for my audience, and I don't want to be this all about the Raiders. Yeah, bring that up. There's 31 other teams in the NFL besides the Pats. Stop going to them.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah.
Yo, what up, Compodres? Welcome back to another episode with your host, with the most from the West Coast, SB Press. And as always, I got my main man, Lance, in the house.
Yo.
Residing in his
How you guys doing today?
CB also in the back playing.
Hey.
You know, Imrod's not here at the moment, but we definitely want to say we were reporting live from Mastermind Media.
Okay.
You know, also Sunnyside, LA, California.
Okay.
And definitely going to, say thank y'all for being here. Also, if you have not yet, we are reporting live on all platforms. So please get with it or get lost in the sauce.
All right. What platforms are those, man?
Okay, so we got the Apple Heads for them.
Got you.
We got Spotify for them. We got iHeart for them.
Nice.
And there was something else I'm leaving out other than YouTube.
No, that was it. That's it.
That's
We're all there.
I think you're good, bro.
Yeah.
That's about right.
We're there, man.
All right, Joe. So how about you let them know already what day of the week this is for us?
It's my favorite day. Weirdo of the week.
You're weird.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do what we do. Hit
funny
y'all with a
every time.
Weirdo of the week.
Yeah.
Who want to take this one on first?
I think Lance the man. He always does.
Hey,
Let him fire away.
Hit him with it.
I'm gonna hit you guys with a familiar name that we've been hearing a lot of for a long time, but this week he really pissed me off, and it's Snitch 969. The comments on PNB and what we talked about last week, and for him to drop the waffle emoji, and he died over waffles, and all the people that he trolls, and it's sad to me that he's still able to be out here,
Right.
and doing
Move
this
the
stuff,
way he
man.
moves.
And
Right.
he's still rich. He's still, it was just sad, man. He really pissed me off, and it was weird. Everybody thinks it's weird.
All the money in the world ain't going to make him not weird.
Look at Twitter. Everybody's like, what are you doing, man? Getting involved in someone else's demise. All the King Von trolling, Little Dirk trolling. And it's like, I'm just sick of the dude. So that was my weirdo. I know. What do you think, Joe? What do you think about
Well,
this?
I think this, when we say weirdo of the week, I think it could also be positive. It doesn't have to be a negative.
Oh, yeah, I hear that.
I mean, I think sometimes the word is used in many different ways in the way you comprehend it. Now, I do a lot of research and read. Ray Russell,
Oh, yeah.
who graduated high school in 1992. He is now the 49-year-old making his major debut for North Dakota State College for football. And he's 49 years old.
That's
and he
crazy.
used to be in the service. And now he's playing football. I think it's cool.
That is pretty cool, man.
I mean, I like I said, it's a positive thing. I think
you
it's
got
awesome
user
that
eligibility, why
he
not?
went to go play still and play a
Right,
man's game
right.
like that and play football. I think it's awesome.
It is a little weird, though. He's 49.
but he's old. But I
hey, the
mean,
love
he's
for the
still
game,
doing.
man.
I get the premise of what
I think it's cool.
It's a good
You
flip
know?
flip on the topic this week.
Yeah, it's just a flip. Because,
Joe coming through.
Yeah, I
Nice,
just saw
dude.
that and I'm like,
I guess my
weird,
flip
but
is
it's
going to be
cool.
in between the both of y'all.
Right.
My flip of the coin toss is my weirdo would be Kris Jenner.
Oh, wow.
Jenner.
What did
Kris
Kris Jenner do? Wow.
I think it's just pretty weird how it's all coming out that she was the one who was watching all the takes of Kim and Ray J's sex tape before it got put out there.
Wow.
man, I don't want to hear this.
I'm just telling you.
Wow.
It was weird the fact that she was seriously sitting there watching her daughter get plowed. And say, nah, I don't like that take. Nah, she didn't take it good that way. We're going to go with that one.
Do we know this is for sure, though?
Yes.
I mean, I seen the
Yes.
Ray J leaks. I seen all the other stuff. But do we know that
Yes.
she literally was, you're basically
She-
saying she produced and directed the sex tape?
Well, I wouldn't say produce, but she definitely produced her child and her thought process
That is
for
weird,
them
though.
to make a final
Wow.
take.
Yeah, that whole process is weird. Kanye buying back the second one.
man.
I mean, this has gone on for so long.
And who do you think approved the second one?
Hey,
Exactly the weirdness I'm talking about.
Are they not the closest to royalty?
Bro, you dropped me.
got?
You lost me when you brought up the whole title and talked about what happened. I want to hear about that. I'm done. Like,
well, let me go
over for you.
Yeah,
let me go ahead and pick
that's
not
too much
just
for me.
Have you not been seeing all this stuff?
And I don't like that. It's disturbing.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is, man.
you know. So
Hey.
beyond weird. But let me go ahead and pick not just Joe's and Lance Spirits' back up, but the listeners, and go ahead and start off with our first, viral topic or our first main thing. We're gonna hit them with the NFL recap of the week. Okay, so I'll start mine off. Unfortunately, my Saints did not pull it off.
we can go that way.
But
Okay.
we did not.
What happened to that same energy as last week,
Yeah,
bro?
what happened? You were talking a
you
lot of
Talking,
shit.
oh, you had that. What's up with that?
You were
same
throwing it
energy?
down last week.
We'll bounce back.
Hats
That's
to the
all.
back.
Okay.
It was the GOAT that was playing against, man.
I hear you. Nah,
was
I
playing
hear
against the
you.
GOAT. And as far as my, I guess underdog team of the year,
Yeah.
I can kind of, have a little.
Yeah, you
hoop
as you
about
should.
it. The
You as
Dolphins,
you
the
should.
Dolphins
As you
did their
should.
thing. Dolphins did their thing against
As you should. And then
a
Tua looks
strong
good, and
powerhouse
they look
should.
well, and that again was a blown just.
There's a lot of blown calls going on
yeah.
early in the league, early in
yeah.
this season.
On the game plan, but Tyreek, Waddle, Miami's looking serious.
Yep.
They stay healthy.
Yeah.
You were right.
Yeah. What about you, Lance? What about your,
Well, I really, if we're going to first talk about our picks of the Colts, they're 0-2. So I guess now we can kind of
dude, like,
they couldn't put any points up.
24. And you know what's crazy about Jacksonville was
Terrible.
+5.
Yeah.
No, excuse me, +4.5.
Yeah, it was 4.5.
They got 4.5 at home, and
did.
they didn't even. They're bad, bro. They look
Jacksonville
bad.
put it. Matt's, like I said,
Spanked them.
he looked, terrible, man. Couldn't even put no points up, brother. So, but it was a crazy NFL week for me, man. You guys enjoyed those games. I know I did. I know everybody did. Comebacks.
Yeah.
Comeback season.
Yeah.
Those games were awesome. Best week of football I've seen in a long time since, probably week 3 or week 4 last season when we had all those comebacks.
Right.
I
got you.
Yeah, the recap definitely for me, as we know, Patty's fans, so we got to win. And, a little bit to build
Feels
on.
good.
That's
Feels
it.
good, build on that momentum.
I love how you just said enjoyed this weekend. I didn't enjoy a damn thing, and I'm trying to hold it all in.
Ultimate
And I'm
Warrior
and I'm not gonna go too deep in this because
Of course.
I'm gonna let them stop laughing so everybody can hear what I'm saying. I'm not gonna go very deep into the Raiders.
Gotcha.
What I'm gonna go deep in is this. I'm gonna make this pretty short. Raider Nation is strong. And I've been talking to a lot of them the last couple of days. Los, my boy, said it best.
Okay.
And I agreed to one of them, and I did switch this around a little bit, but this is the same thing he said. It's like the same movie for the last 20 years. There's new characters, there's new producers.
Right on.
And it's the same shit.
Same script, huh?
And I'm at the point where I'm just pissed.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm going to give it until about week 8.
Okay.
And then I'll probably explode.
Okay.
And tell you what I'm really thinking about because it doesn't look good. And again,
But it's week. It's week 2.
it's week 2. It is week 2.
It's week 2.
It's week 2.
You got
It's
Josh.
early
We got,
in the season,
they have
man.
15 games to go in the NFL. It is week 2, but I'll tell you what.
You got a new O lineman today from New England.
Whatever, he's
We
a backup.
give you
I don't want
guys
to get it. Okay,
everything.
now
I'm
that
so
you
sick
brought
of it.
that up, now that you brought that up, because I'm trying to make this short.
It's still some time.
I'm trying to make this short for my audience. I don't want to be this all about the Raiders. Yeah, bring that up. There's 31 other teams in the NFL besides the Pats. Stop going to them.
Yeah, that's it.
Stop going to them.
Yeah, you don't
for
notice?
some backup. Oh, he looks like a flyer. Let's get him.
Well,
He's over his head. Josh McDaniels is over his head at this point. I don't care what anybody says.
I hear
It's
you.
still early.
That
That's your
loss,
squad. That's your
that
squad.
loss by 20 points, when the Raiders were hit by 20 points, is the biggest loss in Raider history.
was
No
terrible.
matter how bad it's been the last years. No team has ever had a 20-point lead and lost.
Yeah, that's
And that's
terrible.
what happened.
That was terrible.
So I'm calm now. Thanks for getting me
Thank
riled
the
up
Lord.
again. I had to throw that in there.
Good comeback.
I'll go ahead and I'll do it for him.
There you go. But I will say this. Detroit.
Wow, that was your pick.
Yeah.
Detroit, they look good.
Yeah,
Looking pretty
they
sharp,
did.
looking
They
pretty
did.
nice. Running game's pretty,
I mean, they had a huge.
That's what I was
They
going to say.
had a huge lead. They had a
huge
22-0 lead.
Yes, they
and still
did.
won.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the score and I was like, oh, Detroit doing Detroit things.
Yeah,
they
but
pulled it
no,
out.
I mean,
Yeah.
they look good, and it was fun to watch. And
Show the backbone.
yeah, so
We'll see, though, week 2.
right. And the other thing I want to address is Trey Lance.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, man. That's a tough one.
I mean, that's
very, very
just
tough one.
really sad.
Sad.
And again, we talk about what we talk about in here is about the media and social media, what it does.
Right on.
They blew this poor kid up so bad, it's unbelievable.
The media does that, man.
And I think he had a lot of pressure on him, and I think the 49ers organization put a lot of pressure on him.
Fast-tracked him.
Right.
And this goes back to where I've talked before about quarterbacks. They move them too quick, push them too quick.
They turn the page way too early.
I mean, that's what everybody forgets about RJ3.
Oh, yeah, that's a big thing.
He had the big injury in college, sat out the year, went to Washington, then he won
Rookie of the year.
Yeah, he won Rookie of the Year, and then next year he tore it again.
That's so funny.
I mean,
man.
he balled out, but dude, you pushed him too much.
It's so funny you say that because I remember we had this conversation before off camera, and you told me, you were like, because I compared Trey to RG3 and the Shanahan offense, and I said, in Shanahan's I trust, and you were like, that kid's gonna get hurt. Here we are, but you can't call it, man. I mean,
you can't. It's just very
RPOs and options.
They were putting him out
You
there
put him
for it to
out there.
happen.
So I agree, though. I think they fast tracked him, and they do that to all these great college, quarterbacks, and they try to. They think they're Peyton Manning, fresh out the box.
Exactly.
There's only
they don't
one or
give him
two
enough
Peyton
time, and
Mannings.
I've had this discussion more than one time with one more person and with you guys, and I just think they pushed him too hard, and it's very unfortunate for Trey Lance, and I really hope he has a nice recovery and he can go, because I want to see what the kid can do. I just think he had
prayers up,
and especially the media. I mean, you had people giving him MVP candidates. Just let it process. And again with the Niners, I mean, and then the whole Jimmy G situation is just crazy. It's crazy how the whole thing's going down.
And he took that game over.
I mean, he's good, dude. The guy's got
rallied.
I don't know, that old drama happened over there is a little bit.
He still
too
has
much
a camaraderie from.
Oh yeah,
the locker room still respects him.
They love him.
It wasn't a hard transition over for him anyway.
Well, I talked to a lot of Niner fans this week too, and they all were happy Jimmy's back. And it's just funny to me how Jimmy got so much bad, but there's so many people like him.
Right. Yeah. Well, he's got his thing. Yeah, he's got his modelish looks, and everybody loves him.
He's also messing with a porn star.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah. So he has a bigger fan base than normal people.
Oh, that's for sure.
Okay,
so then we're gonna go ahead and get things into our tech verse segment.
Oh, what is that?
Tech verse. Bring in some things, and I got a really unique topic on this one. What are some of the apps that you guys currently use right now? Like, apps that you can't live without, that you use on a daily basis. And also the advancements of how far they've came. We're talking like Snake or Bejeweled or even just like messenger apps and stuff like that. And, Cash apps, all these different things in apps. So first, give the audience you guys' top 5 individual apps that you use right now.
Right on.
And then we'll go over some of the advancements of them and stuff.
You take this one, Joe.
Well, I use my banking apps. I use ESPN. I'll use social medias for so many different things, even though I am not a big fan of social media sometimes, but I do look at those. Yeah. The horse racing app. Right.
Of course.
There's just so many in my daily life. Google. Yeah. I use a lot, I think what's crazy to me is does anybody balance their checkbook? Do people even know how to balance a checkbook in this day and age?
It's Apple Pay.
Absolutely. Because seriously, when was the last time you've done it? That's the whole thing with that app. I can't live without that.
Without the map apps, does people even know where they're going?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's crazy, man. Definitely, man. I totally agree. I can't remember balancing my checkbook. It's checks, everything's digital now, man.
And then when you buy checks, dude, you got to buy them in bulk, and I don't even need them anymore. Really,
I'm the old-fashioned one who's uses checks. So.
Oh no, hey, bro, if I could, I would, but so many people.
Paper trail.
Well, if you're an employer, you would use them.
Yeah.
You know, and definitely you want the paper trail for tax purposes, especially the way that IRS is these days.
Again, they're the lint in your pockets. They already there.
Right.
They're all in all of our stuff. But yeah, man, I definitely you know, I'm into YouTube, social media stuff as well. I really like how far we've came with DoorDash, Uber Eats.
See, I'm not a big fan of those, man.
You know, even just the car services.
It would be good if they all of them can get on time, though.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's like GTA, bro. You order a car and it comes up.
It just comes. Yeah.
You guys, the gamers, know what I'm saying. You know, it's like these days, man, and it's definitely cool. But like, you know, Twitter, all the good stuff that we all talk about. Banking apps, obviously, but the video games we talked a little bit about last week, those are huge that they've came so far. Those are apps that are very popular, and yeah, I'm looking forward to what the new growth is going to be with this. With the, I mean, so much stuff is hitting us now, especially you know, especially you know through our phones, all the iOS updates and things that we're getting. Yeah, the software that's coming out.
If you don't do the software update, your phone's gonna just be obsolete and slow and forced to get a new one.
That's part of
their plan, man. That's what they do.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter what phones it is.
Yeah,
they all do it.
Yeah, that's just,
it's very interesting.
Business model, man.
And I heard from different people, like someone Lance used to work with. She used to say that, if you never update your iPhone, you'll never have a problem with it.
What?
Which doesn't make any sense to me at all. But
Ask a 9, ask a 10.
Yeah.
So as 11. The internet gets faster, your phone just goes back to like dial up.
Yeah,
pretty much. You reversing in time, huh?
Hey, you remember that though?
Yeah,
of course. I'm telling you, man, the advancements from all this stuff. Like I'm thinking about, you know what? If I think of all the old apps that I used to use in comparison to the new ones,
right?
It's just more of a fluent, faster reach to things. So like I use, of course, the Instagram app or whatever, checking all the stuff that we got going. Now I have the extra apps for all the other platforms that we're, you know, broadcasting on. Yeah.
Right.
And then I try not to use the DoorDash as much and stuff like that because unfortunately they never come in a dash. So I'd rather save the cash.
It's interesting you say that because I only will do DoorDash if I know the restaurant I'm ordering from is actually delivering someone from there. Okay. I just don't do
like the ghost kitchens.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I make sure that it's an employee of the establishment I'm ordering from because they're just, I see them all the time. Those dudes are, I mean, it's about, I would say 60-40 that they're just not qualified to do anything.
Right.
You know?
Okay, so let me go ahead and pose my next question.
Well, hold on one second. I wanted to just say, do you guys know YouTube started off as a dating app? And look what it's become now.
That's crazy.
Well, that's a recap from OnlyFans started off as something else, and now it's something else. Man, you learn something new every day.
To the biggest platform in the world, you know.
Yeah.
So Lance hitting them with that mind bar right there. Lance hitting us with that mind bar as always, man. You're the man for that.
All right.
The next question I pose is still pertaining to the same thing, but
gotcha.
What do you guys think life would be like without, you know, all the social medias and all the, you know, the phone, like, you know, just not just social media, but the internet. Let's just say that.
First and foremost, I would think people would look each other in the eye.
Absolutely.
And I think you'd have more connection and you would have, you know, human connection and you would have human conversations.
Right.
Because half the time, no one will look you in the eye anymore and they're over a certain age.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, it happens all the time. I mean, I could live without them. You know, I mean, the thing is, I think the biggest thing for me when we're talking about is Google. Like, if you're in a bar and you're talking about a subject.
Yeah.
Those conversations went on for weeks if you didn't have the information about it because of arguing whatever it is.
Yeah, Lance and I had a hard time trying to remember something earlier today. Yeah. It was like, don't use Google.
It was funny when I was working. One of the bar patrons I'm friends with, and he brought up Greg Beekert, like Raider Nation will know no one is. He's been they haven't a great linebacker in the middle since him, in my opinion.
Right.
Maybe Perryman's good.
That's where
he's done well. But the point is, he sat there and he goes, I'll bet you a trip to Hawaii, threw his card down, and then someone Googled it. He said he went to Michigan State, and I said he went to Colorado, and it was done in 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Now, if we had that discussion 20 years ago, it would be going on for weeks because until someone actually went to go look in a book, or maybe go to the internet because you couldn't do it on your phone then.
Right.
You wouldn't be fun. You know what I'm
You had
saying? So I
cyber
think,
cafes
yeah.
and stuff or whatever.
Yeah, but that's
yeah.
that Google would probably be the one for me. Like I think Google is one of the most powerful tools you can use to find information so fast. It's
it.
unbelievable.
What you think,
that's it.
Lance? What you think about life without the internet?
Man, I mean, it would set so many people back, but absolutely, it would bring us back to the old times.
Right.
As far as the advancements of internet and what it does for us now is great, man. I mean, it's awesome, but you know, the days before we got by, I remember, you know, printing off stuff off MapQuest and having maps in the car and like downloading music off LimeWire and like,
Hey, dude,
Rock.com,
right,
thing.
and like
Yeah,
you know, and like I know it's still internet, but this is all pre, you know, Google Maps and what we have now and streaming services but even if we could take it back a little further, I mean, you think about back in the day when there was like telegrams, and people had to like, you know, send stuff. Messages would take, you know, days to receive.
Bro, I love what you said, dude, because I'm telling you right now, I
all the
mean,
little chat rooms. And stuff.
it was the whole thing. Like when I used to back then, we go out to auditions. I was auditioning all the time.
Right.
It's like you had to have a Thomas guide. Then you had the MapQuest printed out.
Right.
And if you didn't know where you're going, and
man.
you're sitting there flipping through everything, and you got that on the side, and you sometimes, I mean, there was times, I'm not going to lie, because gas wasn't that, I would go the night before to see where it was.
Right.
That's how serious I took it.
Yeah.
But
A lot of people did.
that
Well, that was,
it's like night and day, brother.
if you knew directions and people like memorize things a lot quicker and remember phone numbers you had to know
Yep.
on
You had to know
know by heart.
But that's one thing about what we're talking about too, phones. I mean, you couldn't block people back then.
Well, let's even go back to using pagers.
oh wow,
But no, I mean, with the phones back in the day, you didn't have no caller ID.
no,
Right.
And now,
Yeah.
I mean, you could just block everybody. It's awesome.
star 69. I remember those. The star 67.
Star
Yeah,
67.
all those,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And then
Star 82.
And then don't forget about the pager. You better have
that's
change
what
on
he
you
said,
and
the
call.
pager,
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna go ahead and get a secret
Payphones.
SkyTel pager.
You should.
Bring it back.
I
People-
think I think we should start sporting them again. Let's do that.
A lot
with
of people
it.
are.
You know what?
They are.
We doing it.
That's
Compadre,
We'll just
doing
go buy a beeper next week and
Hey.
tape it.
I wish I would.
And I bet you half of the people who watch this won't even know what it is.
Right.
Nah, because some of them probably wasn't even in that.
No.
That era of
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
that.
Which goes into what I wish we can get back to. I hate the whole social media and not social. Like I want people to get back into socializing as individuals and
As
stuff, and
individuals, in
really building
person.
connections and stuff. Because it's like it even goes to like, you know, not bringing up apps too much, but there's a lot of people who use dating apps and stuff to meet people, and it's just like, why don't you just go to your local places and stuff like that?
It's
and,
done though,
and
bro.
Actually,
it's done.
and I get it, but it's still taking away the human experience.
I
Which
agree
everybody's
with
really
you
lacking.
500%. But those days of meeting people at the bar and dating it's pretty much over.
They're still,
It's changed
you know,
too much.
some
Well, I would
cities,
hope
some
so. You don't
cities in
wanna
the country,
drunk, so
some
you don't
cities in
wanna
the
drunk.
country are still like that, but definitely the in-person interaction has been replaced with likes and
Yes.
follows.
Right. And
So-
if you're not popping on social media, you're not popping in person.
What do
It's
girls
just
say
like,
right
what the
now?
hell?
What do they
I
say?
mean, you know, because I like to have phone
What's your
calls.
Instagram? They don't ask you what your phone number is.
Right.
It's your IG
What's your
and how many
Insta?
follows you. But
Exactly.
see, I still, you guys are like, no, I like to gab, dude. I like to be on the phone. I don't got time with these big paws.
Joey
I mean,
Mitz ain't got time for
one of the
that
nicknames.
ish.
I ain't got time to sit there and send these paragraphs, text
messages.
messages. You want to talk? Give me a call. Like, let's talk. I don't want
Old school.
got time to doing all that.
I hear that.
But that's the way it is now, and and it is what it is.
Get with the times or get left behind.
Exactly. I guess
So-
that's one way to look at it.
Yeah, man.
Don't get too lost in the
definitely.
sauce, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
for
know.
sure.
Like I said, I just wish people were more into like saying hello, good morning, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And acknowledgement of each other instead of just swipe, like.
Yeah.
Let's get back
And,
into.
God forbid you have someone that can't, pay something with a credit card or cash. It's got to be on the phone.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that really bothers
Thank
me because cash is king, bro. I love it.
It's slowly slowly dwindling.
No, it really is.
really
I mean,
is,
they're
man.
already having an issue with the coins.
Yeah,
You about to have me turn into Joe Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, here he goes.
Despise
This got him
Pay,
upset.
Google Pay. Oh, what's your cash
Why?
out? What's this? Because what you gonna do when your phone die?
I hear you.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? Oh man, let me go ahead and transfer this over. What if I ain't got time for your transfer and this and that?
If
You
I
know what I
keep
got
a-
time for? Cash money.
What if I keep a backup battery in case my phone dies?
Who's
so I
really
can-
walking around with an internal battery? I love that you said that.
People
You
do
Iron
think
Man
that
now.
way,
You gonna just
right? Yeah.
let me just go ahead.
You have to, you know, a lot of
CB, you know
people,
anybody
right?
that carries an extra battery?
Please, do you can
And you're
all the
exactly.
photography work you do? Okay, you got a charging cord. With all the photography work he does, he's not carrying an internal
I
battery.
mean, hey,
Oh, you are.
Yeah, oh, well,
Okay.
that for sure.
I can't agree with
But-
you more. What I always think is funny is when people go to bar, you got an iPhone
Charger,
14
yeah.
charger.
Yeah.
Well, dude, you knew you were coming in here. You didn't have time to charge it yourself. It's just unbelievable how it's expected to have everything to have this charge.
You gotta
You got to be responsible adult.
double tap the side,
Well,
scan your eye,
right.
put in your code, flip it over. I ain't got time.
I
for
look
all
at
that,
it like this
man.
though, man. If you're
don't.
going to use those services,
Dude, hey.
then
Oh man,
if you're going to
just-
use those services, then you know you got to make sure your phone's charged. If not, then you got to go to the bank and get cash out. Period.
my phone's steady dying, so you know what I
I know
always
your
got?
phone does die.
Cash money. That's it. That's it. And I got all the apps for all the people like you got Cash App. I got it so you can send it to me, but I'm just gonna send it right back to
Well,
you.
you know
'cause
what?
I'm
That
not
just
gonna
goes
use it.
back to something else you brought up. This is awesome, by the way. I think that we all were raised to similar ways of talking to each other and everything. I mean, do you think any of these kids now have what we were taught in your wallet? You have that emergency where you put a 20 or you hide some money in your wallet.
emergency
no.
cash.
To have it for emergency cash. Do you think anybody has that now?
Oh,
Absolutely
No.
not, because they
You
don't
know what I
believe in
mean?
emergencies.
No, yeah.
Nobody plans ahead, so they just plan on failing, basically.
And maybe if you go in the middle of America in some podunk, county that you
Yeah.
know, maybe they'll still be on something like that. But I mean, if major cities, Los Angeles, Miami, New York, no way.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't. Do you even get
definitely.
lunch money anymore?
I do. Thank you, Tutu. Thank you. Yeah.
What we doing next, P? Where we going?
Okay, so yeah, I'm so sorry because that one still got my mind going, man. I hate Cash Apps. I hate all that stuff. Okay, so right now I guess we'll just go ahead and since I'm ready to hit somebody, we're gonna hit y'all in between the lines.
Oh,
And today we're gonna go ahead and bring up something that Joey Mitt's been all over and stuff, and he's really been hitting us with the knowledge on this one.
Yeah.
Joey Mitts.
Go ahead and spearhead this one. I think
California is this bill hasn't been inked yet, but they want to raise the minimum wage for fast food workers to $22 an hour.
Hot take. Here we go. Let's see
This to me really I'm really confused by it because I talked to someone today at one of the establishments I have a relationship with her. She's a very nice manager.
Right on.
And I brought it up to her because I knew we were going to do that night. And she goes, well, I think it's crazy and it should be paid for that much. She goes, what's going to happen is all the prices are going to be raised.
Right.
And then they're just going to go to the kiosks and they're not going to have that many employees now because all they're going to do is really need the people to cook. Mm-hmm. But the product is going to go up so much. I mean, I talked to someone that has, a very big business mind, and I go, what do you think a Big Mac would be? And he go, about $19 to $20.
So are you saying like food product
Yes.
is going to go?
I mean,
Happy
the
Meal
price is going to go up
will
if
be
you
about
do
a
that.
dub.
But what really bothers me is I know EMTs that don't make that an hour.
Yeah, I mean,
And they go out and they save lives. I mean, not all the time, but they are there to help. And it's a very, stressful. It can be dangerous
Right.
at times. And I just don't understand. I mean, I know it's expensive to live in California, period. And that's
Absolutely.
the problem. But the problem is that we shouldn't be wages, if they want to be raised, fine. But the thing is, you're going to raise everything else.
right.
yes.
And
There's
Cost
nothing
of
in between.
living,
Yes.
man,
The cost
amount
of living is out of
taxes that
control.
you got to pay.
I will say though, with just to, and you could continue. I was just going to say that our teachers have been underpaid.
Yeah,
for-
dude. I mean, that was just one example. That's just one example.
I know. I'm
One
just saying,
example.
for our listeners, our teachers have been underpaid in this country for a very long time, and for, I'm still on the same side of $22 an hour for a McDonald's worker. There's definitely got a minimum wage. It's going to be something going on there where they got to.
I mean, currently it's $16 now.
Well, the bottom the bottom line's got to come somewhere.
Yeah.
We all know it's financial driven, so the
Yeah.
bottom line's got to lie in there somewhere. So they're gonna have to pinch and pull in certain areas to actually pull that
And,
off. So,
and not only that, but the bigger corporations are going to survive. The little guy ain't going to make it.
right, it's just not. Is it all of minimum wage or is it just?
Well, what I read,
McDonald's
what I
workers?
Just
researched
McDonald's,
it was fast food.
Fast food chain.
So
Fast
a
food
bunch of
chain.
fast food
No,
chains.
if you worked in fast food, not restaurants, you worked in fast food.
Right.
Okay.
So imagine if other big business starts modeling after that.
And
that
unfortunately, if that does get passed, a lot of small businesses
No, that's right. Yeah,
won't
exactly.
be able to compete with paying their
The
workers
fast food,
that
Totally
yeah.
amount.
right.
So,
Totally right, man.
You know?
Absolutely, man. That's just
I ain't trying to bump nobody's pays up.
yeah. It's
I mean,
tough.
I'm not saying it's hard work. I mean, I worked in restaurants for years, and I've done almost every position in restaurant.
Right.
And I see how hard
As well
these
as
guys
I.
work, and I'm not
Yeah.
taking anything away. But the biggest problem is that they're going to just raise everything, and that's not how you fix the issue.
Well, and if you're paying somebody that much, then the turnover can't be as high.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you can't hire 16-year-old kids.
Yeah, well,
you
that's
know,
yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Because
if
everybody
you're-
thinks that fast food is for
That's a good
kids.
one, Lance.
Yeah.
you know.
You think they'll definitely change the age?
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
requirement.
if you're paying somebody, think about that, man. I mean, if you're
Yeah,
paying somebody, that's
definitely.
a significant, you know, and I mean, in America, especially
That's
imagine
yeah.
$22 an hour in Mississippi or in, you know,
Right.
and Arizona,
Somewhere
even
where they
our
can
neighbor
use
state.
that.
Oh, man, you could have
And the taxes.
so
I
much
mean,
money, bro.
yeah. I mean,
Right.
you bring up a great point. I mean, the in between the lines on this too is like, you know, we do have a lot of people that work at fast food establishments,
Yeah, they got.
and the cost of living, especially in, I mean, LA, but California alone is outrageous, man. What's going on?
Seriously.
I mean, we look at it from that, yeah, it makes sense. But also, I mean, an EMT shouldn't get paid for the same person that,
Yeah, very true.
you know, that's
They're saving lives,
flipping
bro.
burgers.
Yeah,
You know
they're
what I
dealing
mean?
with way more, and also they're taking in way more trauma from their job as well. So.
Oh man, I mean, I couldn't imagine doing all the
So
time. I mean, you have all the
it's-
drunks, you have all kinds of crazy people coming. I mean, they just deal with everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's unfortunate,
In,
but
in a pandemic.
like I said, I want to see what really happens. I mean, there's information about it. The bill hasn't. It's been passed, but now the labor board is looking into it, so it's not inked.
Yeah.
And everybody got really excited about it, and I understand it, but at the same time, I mean, where do we figure it all out in the middle? What's really gonna? I mean, would you go to McDonald's and pay $20 for a burger?
Absolutely not. I mean, when I grew up buying cheeseburgers and hamburgers for 39 and 49 cents,
I'm not laughing at shit. I'm not laughing at
This
shit.
is true,
But I
bro.
remember I was at
$20. He
right?
came back with $20 worth
20
of
would feed the
cheeseburgers.
family.
But I
Yeah.
just remember at
30
Fresno
some
State.
cheeseburgers, man.
At Fresno State, everybody would go to McDonald's because everyone was hungover from Saturday. Dude,
Right.
we would buy like 25, 30 of them cheeseburgers,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
Exactly.
It was just
For
crazy.
sure.
Feed the whole village, man.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way. I mean, unless they really step their product up and ingredients, then
Yeah.
and I mean, it'd have to be restaurant quality at that point.
Right.
$20 burger. I mean, we went to Fat Burger a couple weeks ago, and they were $15 burgers, $17
I mean,
burgers.
when we went to,
It was like a $17 burger.
It
bro.
was.
I was like,
Did you add bacon?
I did not bacon. I
I was
just
gonna
had
say that's
cheese.
about to be an extra what?
Yeah.
$2.50?
Oh, $2.50, $3.
that burger's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was a $20 burger.
I mean, it's a $20 bill when you go to those establishments. Now, you used to be able to do it for 10.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you think about In-N-Out, they've kind of set
But
the
they've
model.
always been, but I know P likes to bring this up, and he's right. They pay their employees very well.
That's what I was saying. They kind of
but
set
they
this
also
model.
have a very good
With the
product.
benefits that
exactly.
comes within everything. And
But
I
see,
remember
that's
when
the
they
problem.
started,
If they're going to raise it like that, then some of them employees over there, I mean, what are you going to do now? Like, you got a guy that's been there for 15 years, if he's in the manager position or is the main grill guy, whatever, and he was getting paid $25, and then he says minimum wage goes up to $2. I mean,
Well, that's the part of having a career like that.
Yeah,
there's no
true.
ceiling,
Demand. True.
you know. So
Yeah, what about the
unfortunately-
also the weed law for workers going on?
I was
like this.
yeah,
I like this topic.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
interested.
bring it
It took so long.
Really?
Yeah, I just thought. I mean,
Since they legalized it?
yeah,
a few
I mean,
years
since they
ago?
legalized it, and since they had the whole,
Federally,
yeah, and then the whole when we've been medical marijuana legal for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't believe it finally is done. I thought it would already be done, especially how they do things. California, they get it done quickly on some of the bills. You know?
Absolutely.
But
That- by
they signed
far
it
the
quick,
fastest.
and I think it's great. I mean, it's funny. You see people all the time that come in just loaded, and it is what it is. They can do what they. I mean, dude, that's the whole thing with weed is it's different for everybody.
Yeah,
absolutely.
if you can be counterproductive, that's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that do it. I mean, I know there's
Good
so many
point.
people.
That's
that,
a really good
Yeah.
game.
in the careers they do. I know they smoke all day, and hey, whatever works for you works for you.
Does.
As coming from that career, everybody who knows me behind the scenes know I used to co-manage shops and stuff like that. And I can say this, like, we weren't even chiefing while working in the shop. It was all about business then. So it's just like, I don't think people necessarily, I mean, I get it. A lot of people wake and bake or whatever, try to get themselves in the zone. But it's like, if to each his own, like Joe was saying, not everybody also can be proactive and, counterproductive and everything and be alert. So it isn't for everybody and stuff like that. So be mindful, be careful, because people are going to lose their jobs regardless.
Right.
They're still gonna be able to lose their jobs.
Yeah.
But what you think?
It's all on the company and their policies, man. I mean, it's past the NFL, NBA. There's small amounts that able. But my biggest thing is that it should have been done. You still got people in other parts of this country that are in jail for these crimes.
Right, exactly. And and that's the thing. I believe
let's talk about it. Like,
California with the 7th state where that is in the new law in.
Yeah.
And you're right. There's been so many people that are behind bars for moving a plant. That's unbelievable.
I've seen cases in Louisiana and in Georgia where guys are in prison for 25 to life over literally a half ounce or an ounce of marijuana.
Right.
And granted, obviously you don't get that long for just having an ounce of marijuana. They had prior, convictions of stuff they did, but that doesn't mean, the 3-strike law, if that runs in, doesn't mean that, you get thrown into prison for life over an ounce of marijuana, and it's, everybody else in the country is able to delegate without it. Yeah, so it's just terrible, man.
And what also is terrible too is, Van Morris. Yeah. You guys remember him? He got caught with a bunch of cocaine and weed. Nate Newton, dude. Yeah. That guy, he did it twice.
Boston George.
Yeah.
For real. That was a perfect one.
And they all got off, but all these guys that weren't celebrities.
Yeah.
It's insane, man.
Yeah, I seen a Vlad interview not that long ago, and he was interviewing the guy that used to run drugs for the mafia and the cartels and stuff, and the stories he tells are just the same way. Like, it's like we could bring 25 30 tons of weed, but if we bring like 4 ounces of cocaine and get caught, it's a whole different ballgame. So I just think it's like, if you're gonna have people in prison for these little amounts of stuff or even big amounts of stuff, and you're gonna let other people in the country be free, it's just like is a horrible contrast to what really is going on in this country. So, but yeah, man, that's where I'm at. But I'm glad California did it. I live here, love it.
For my party people,
I smoke every day. I know what time it is for sure.
Rest in peace, Nate Dogg. Rest in peace.
R.I.P. Smoke weed every day.
Yeah,
man. But I will say this though. Let's get out of this whole like thinking because it's legalized, it's cool to be on a bus stop, where there's kids coming up and down the street.
I get that, yeah.
Rolling up I
agree with you on that totally.
Let's be let's show some self-respect.
Well, no, I just think everybody wants to know everybody's smoking.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to smoke. Even when I grew up and everything else, it's like we always went somewhere and hidden and did it, went in and, it doesn't need to be so, you don't have to show everything. It just like, it's too much to me.
Yeah, definitely, man. I remember those days, but it was illegal, so you had to kind of duck off. But I always look at it like this, even when we're in Hollywood walking around, you guys always see me say, if it's kids walking around or coming around or people I'm always like, okay, let's put it out, and wait till, but you could smoke it everywhere, man.
Yeah.
So
do whatever
we are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah. Well, where you at? What are you about to say right now? Let me see.
I was about to say, welcome to the world of weed. But actually, we'll dip out of that and get into our individual pet peeve.
I'm going last on this one this week.
Okay, we're
gonna let you guys start it.
I need some energy on that.
We're gonna go ahead and hit them with our individual pet peeves.
Okay.
Compodres, we got our pet peeves that we're gonna be hitting y'all with weekly. So every week, everybody gonna come up with a new one, and just blast it out there.
And we got some good feedback last week, so let's run this. I like it a lot. Chewing with your mouth open. Oh man, slurping soups and and then my biggest thing too is if you have food in your mouth and you're stuffing your face. Why are you talking? Like, when people are stuffing their face and talking to me, I'm just looking at them as food particles are just flying out of their mouth, and then they're chewing all loud. And those things really piss me off. Those are little pet peeves that I have.
Smacking, slurping,
all that, man. Come on, have some manners. Are you born in a barn? What are we talking about here? What do you got, Joe?
Oh yeah.
Hold on, what'd you say, Joe?
What you got?
Grind my gears a little bit here.
What grinds my gears? You want to know?
Hey, bro, I'm trying to enjoy this, and you gonna get this pee. I told you I'm going last. So I wanted you guys to have fun with this.
Okay.
Jump in there, P. I know you were gonna fire up.
Ooh, one of my pet peeves, I guess I can tell y'all for this week is I do not like going to the movies with someone who's gonna talk to me during the movie that we're both seeing for the first time.
True that.
I don't know nothing, just like you don't know nothing. So let's just watch this.
I get
and
that.
Understand this. You're gonna ruin any and everything by having me explain stuff because I'm gonna miss stuff.
Right.
So like. That's a pet peeve of mine. I ain't gonna go too deep into it because I'm a movie person.
Well, I want to hear you go deep into it. Now let me ask you: when you go with someone to the movies, do you like someone to sit right next to you, or for there's a seat open have a space in between, a seat in between, so you can sit?
It depends, to be honest with you, but I don't mind close contact with people and stuff like that. So I don't know, it might be a big ass thing of popcorn that we're sharing, so it's easy.
And also, what qualifies you to be a movie person?
Okay, well then I guess let me go back to
this.
So I did a little bit of film criticism in my day. A little bit of film criticism. I got to see premieres before they came out. Got to give my opinion, which I'm giving right now to y'all, Compodres. And so I seen a lot of movies prior to them even having titles to it, reviews and stuff like that.
Right on.
So yes, I need to see this movie for the first time. Yeah, I'm trying. I need to see this movie for the first time, just like you, without any interruptions. Please. Like, if anything, this is when I'll allow you to smack and chew with your mouth open, chew and have him. That's when I'll allow.
You would allow that?
Yeah, because I'm zoned into the movie.
Would that distract you though at all?
It wouldn't distract me as much as them asking me, "Oh, so what's going on? Who's that person?" and all. That's more distracting. That's way more distracting.
Going to movies in the 2000s were terrible for you.
I'll show you the trailer before the movie. Don't talk to me during it. Please don't.
But you showed him the trailer. You shouldn't show the trailer at all. You should just
half the times it's just like, hey, you know what? We should go see this movie. I'm like, all right, cool.
Well, when you go, do you go to movies for the trailer or for the cast, or how do you do that? How do you do?
And you got to be talking about your girl.
I'm gonna be. Well, unfortunately, I don't have one.
Well, I'm just saying.
But one, two. Also, I've actually been to movies with homies and stuff like that, and it's just like we went to go see Avengers, and then still like
dudes are talking. Are you kidding me?
Unfortunately.
What?
Unfortunately. So it just plays a factor no matter what gender it is. So yeah, for me, that's a big no.
Wow.
I can't.
If I paid my money at a movie theater, we're not talking. We're gonna eat and watch the movie, and we'll talk after. Period.
I didn't know that about each of you. I think it's really awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I've got two real quick. Okay.
Bow. Let them go.
Here it is.
One of it is why I'm wearing this today is because first and foremost it's comfortable even though it's 85 degrees outside.
Oh yeah.
But I like to wear this because I always get stopped and it's an older one. This is an older one I have, but I love it when I dress like that and someone will hey, are you in the mafia? Hey. Do you think I'd tell you if I was? I mean, you're gonna sit here and stereotype. You really think yeah, bro, what's up? Oh, should I just do it? Hey, are you in the mafia? Yeah, how you doing over here? Hey, you want to come over here? You want to run some numbers for you real quick? I mean, get out of here.
Hey, get out of here, man.
It bugs me.
You gonna make Joe put the mitts on you, bro?
No, it just bugs me when I wear a suit. Hey, you one of those guys?
Slide into that mic, Joe.
One of those guys.
You one of those guys?
Right?
Yeah, really? You think I'm gonna tell you if I'm one of those guys? I mean, it's just, and it's really nerve wracking. Now the other one is. I just wanted to go on that real quick because I wanted to
funny,
say.
Man. Yeah.
But
so
one of
true.
them gets me almost like stepping in shit, but it's pretty close. When people park on the street, okay, and you got the red part there.
Gotcha.
And you park 2, 3, 4 feet away from it. Now no one else can park. Are you that stupid? Can't you get out of the car and see where you're at?
That's a good one.
Or the other one is when they never do. It's when they park over the red.
Right.
And you got the parking police going by. What do they call them?
The ticket
meter
the meter cops. Yeah.
Meter cops come by. And they drive by it, they don't do shit.
Yeah.
Now, if my ass did it, I'd get 2 tickets.
Oh, not one, but 2.
I mean, it pisses me off. I did it the other day when me and Mark were going to dinner, and I walked by and go, see, this is what pisses me off. And it was like that. I mean, if you're a foot away, not even that.
Yeah.
Just get out and look.
It's so funny.
And be courteous so someone else can park behind you because you're just taking up space for the whole block.
So right, man.
Mm-hmm.
It just, I see it all the time, and and I've seen people park in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's the worst.
And people will leave signs and notes on it because they're just not good people.
Yeah. That's my point.
Be courteous.
Yeah, that's my point.
Pulling into the handicap without a handicap placard.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's
so
that's
I get
bad.
it.
That is
I
bad.
see that.
I've never been a fan of that at all.
That's a pet
I
peeve
think
of
it's
mine
rude.
too.
Yeah.
So
You know.
But the guys that park, that take up 2 spots with their one car because they're not courteous enough, like Joe's saying, that's just.
Or the dude that used to come up there and ask you for football picks and bet, right? This dude had a motorcycle. He put it right in the damn middle.
Yeah,
right in the
that's,
middle.
Right in the middle. So no one else could park there.
I would have kicked it
I mean,
over.
dude, that's just an asshole.
Yeah, there's a lot.
If this was Friday, I would have kicked it over.
No,
like
but you know, I
them
mean,
stupid trash
and I'm
cans.
surprised it didn't happen. I just
Right.
don't like people like that. I really didn't like him either. But I mean, the thing is, it just shows a selfish act.
Right.
Right.
When parking is hard on that street, it's just like so many other streets when you come out.
That's the
Just,
biggest
if
thing.
you do that, we wouldn't have so much frustration.
Yeah.
Everybody
And you
would be
guys have
happy.
street sweeping and all that.
Oh,
so it just
yeah. I
makes
mean,
it even more complicated.
it's always a racket.
The parking's so hard in Los Angeles. That's why it's such a gripe for everybody in this conversation right now. So, even in different parts of the country, you
Right.
have that. Georgia, New York, people do that, and it's like, come on, man, have some courtesy. Reminds me of Cart Narcs. If you guys haven't seen that Instagram channel, it's so hilarious, man. This guy literally.
No, I've seen it.
Yeah,
it's funny.
It's funny, isn't it?
It's funny.
He
It
literally,
is.
if you don't put the cart back, then he follows you around and pretty much like just harasses
antagonizing you.
and he throws stuff on your car like lazy bones.
See, but that's wrong though. You shouldn't touch his property for that.
Well, it's like magnets and stuff. It's nothing,
Yeah, but I agree with him because I put my car away every time. I've done it for other
Yeah, you
people. I'll
got
grab and
to.
take
Come
it. I mean,
on.
it's like,
Come
and of course,
on.
when I did it one time by one of the grocery stores by Lance's house, I go, I'll take that for you. She didn't say a damn word to me, and just like I should have done it for her.
Right. That's how
felt
they
like she
do
was
it.
obligated.
And that goes back to all the pet peeves we have about please and thank you and hi
Common
and thank you
courtesy.
and common courtesy. It's like, you
It's
know
like
what?
common sense. It's not so
I ain't
common.
trying to hit on you. I was just trying to be a nice guy.
I was trying to show you how I was raised.
And I held the door open for you, so please say thank you.
Man, so I'm going to go ahead and just say this. Compadres, we came,
We came.
we saw,
Saw.
and we conquered.
Wow.
And I just got to say also this. It's too many of y'all just talking to the mics. We actually drop them around here.
Okay.
So like that, we gone.
We go.
We out.